Here's Brody Brazil.
It doesn't matter where you are across the country, the continent, or the globe. This number is open to you, 1-833-4-BRODY. If you've got something to say, a question, a comment, or a contribution for this YouTube channel, I'll take it. The number goes to voicemail. You leave a message. I listen to all of them, and then I get to respond to the very best ones.
Hello, Brody. This is Michel from Montreal. Really like the show. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
I keep hearing Nashville. Nashville is a slam dunk for expansion. I think people forget Montreal. Montreal has 4.6 million metropolitan population versus 2 million for Nashville. Charlotte's got 2.8 and Raleigh's got 1.6. In terms of population, Montreal is 14 in Major League Baseball right now, and we have over 129 years of pro baseball history with the Royals and the Expos. The Expos had 36 great seasons, and we have 5 guys in the Hall of Fame, if you include Larry Walker and Pedro Martinez and Vladimir Guerrero. We also had Jackie Robinson, who played here. Roberto Clemente played for the Royals. I mean, Montreal is going to be in the mix, though. If we find the right ownership group, Montreal should not be discounted. So I hope you do a nice YouTube video about Montreal and the potential of the city. All right, keep up the good work. Thank you so much.
Michel, thank you very much. And I agree with you on 2 fronts. Number one, everybody is talking about Nashville, but I don't know that they are the frontrunner that they once were. I do believe 5 years ago, that was the obvious choice, but baseball has stalled. Nashville has maybe gone different directions, spending on a football stadium. They're going to upgrade their hockey arena. And so I don't know that Nashville as an entity is ready to take on another pro sports team and also provide the public subsidies and the land that we know would be necessary. Their mayor has recently said just as much. But Michel, I also want to add this too. I don't know why a lot of people aren't talking as much about Montreal as they should. And I get a lot of requests to make videos about Montreal here on the channel and the future of bringing back the Expos. And I largely stray away from it because I don't know if there's much cooking there. And similar to the Oakland situation, which also just recently lost a Major League Baseball team. But it's like you can respond in one of 2 ways. You can outwardly push, you can make your stance known, you can do all the right things to line yourself up to get a team back, or you can just kind of dust it off and pretend like it never happened. Now, I'm not saying Montreal is doing that. I know there are some active fan groups, but what else exists in Montreal that would be enticing for Major League Baseball to go back? I do think that is the question here. Why not Montreal? I'm saying that because I kind of agree with that. Why is Quebec not getting the same conversation right now, the same reception as, look, Orlando's making a huge push. Ownership group, they want to buy the land. North Carolina's got 2 cities between Charlotte and Raleigh. Salt Lake City with the state of Utah has approved $900 million. Portland, Oregon has $800 million. A lot of these cities and places are doing things to prepare. So I don't know what it is with Montreal. Are they doing something to prepare? Yes, I know Olympic Stadium just got fixed up. More on that in a second. It almost feels like there is some disrespectful exclusion here going on by baseball to not throw Montreal a bone, to not say, hey, you're also in our mix once again. And we know that we had a history 20 years ago, and we just want to at least talk about this at the very least. And maybe they don't want to lead Montreal on. They don't want to tease something that's not going to happen, but I think it would be respectful to put Quebec in that same conversation again. So it almost feels disrespectful to talk so much about these other places and not Montreal. Versus, here's the other side of it, I think what baseball sees are brand new cities, brand new opportunities, markets they've never been to before that are, I don't know why I'm doing that, but it's kind of the idea that it's something new and exciting, and it could expand the game, it could grow the game outside of somewhere that they've already been, which I don't know that that's fair. To your point, Montreal has the demographics that would support a Major League Baseball team. And yes, we'll talk about past attendance and past politics in just a second too, but I think if gone into Montreal right now, I think Major League Baseball would do just fine there, if not very well there. There's a current $870 million renovation that is already underway. It's going to be completed in 2028 for Olympic Stadium. Now, that's interesting on 2 fronts. Number one, how all of a sudden is there almost $900 million by the province of Quebec to fix this up when back then, they didn't really want to play ball and negotiate a new stadium. They didn't really want any part of that. And that's why the Expos pulled the old move to Washington, D.C., because they had a place to go and to land, an RFK Stadium and a future Nationals Park to be built. It's interesting that Quebec has that money now to renovate Olympic Stadium, which is an antiquated venue. It's a dome. It's still going to have the old toilet seat dome situation that's open and be able to open and shut above it. So the question is, does baseball want to go back into that type of thing? Or would baseball think, well, if we're going to go to Montreal, we want a brand new outdoor stadium and we want it to be consistent with other ballparks of 2028 and beyond. So I get it. Olympic Stadium is being fixed up, but I don't know if that is the ultimate answer. It's a place to land, right? You could say, hey, the Expos, and they should be called the Expos. They've got to be called the Expos. If baseball ever comes back there, Major League Baseball, they've got to be the Expos. But that's a problem, right? You could temporarily land there. It's not your forever home, I don't think. And I know there's interest. Michelle, I know there are fan groups. I know there's interest groups that say, hey, we want Major League Baseball back. But is there an ownership group? You need several things to get baseball's attention. And without an ownership group, without somebody who says, you know what, here's my $5 billion, half that to build a ballpark, half that to buy and build a team and the expansion fees and all that stuff. Unless somebody's going to step up and do that, I don't know that the conversation with Montreal is going to intensify. I think the asset they have is Olympic Stadium. You could land there tomorrow if you needed. Well, you could land there in 2028 if you needed to. It's at least a starting point. But I think baseball would want more of the forever home assured before anything else. And the last thing here is that baseball is probably going to point the finger, their way out of Montreal. If baseball gets asked about this and decides to turn a different direction, they'll say, well, remember attendance wasn't good there and the politics weren't good there for us to get help in building a stadium. Yeah, but you were dealing with an Expos group that was rather incompetent in trying to get this done and difficult in trying to get this done. And yes, politics didn't turn out in the team's favor back then. Who's to say that it's exactly going to go like that here in 2025? I'm just saying that there aren't some ways to have new conversations here versus what happened in the past. That's history. And how the fans felt and how the fans didn't show up for a team that was threatening to move and playing some of its games in different places. And fans got fed up. If they feel like the loyalty is not both ways, they're just going to stop showing up. But you can't go back in retrospect and point the finger at the fans and say they were the initial reason here. I am concerned about that for Montreal and for Oakland. That baseball down the road is going to look and say, well, we've already done that one before. We're not going to go back and date our ex. So I think that's a significant worry for Montreal. But again, above anything else, Montreal and Oakland have the same situation going on here. You need somebody to step forward and say, I'm here. I will do this. Here's how I would do this. Here's where I would do this. I've got the friends to be able to do this. Until Montreal comes out and proves that, until Oakland does that too, I don't know that they'll be included in the same conversation as other places are right now. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Also, thumbs up while you're down there. Helps me, this video, and this channel. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I would love to see you back here next time.